Thank you, Katie. All right, so we're recording.
Good
All right,
catch,
so
Katie.
talking about what we're going to go through tonight. You're going to come up with an action plan. Everything you write down either on the sheet that you printed out or on your notebook. And again, I'm going to be putting up on the screen. I'm going to share my screen and show this. So if you didn't get a chance to print it out, you don't have a printer at home, I got you. We're going to come up with action plans that support your belief statement, your SMART goals, specific actions, anticipated obstacles, like things that you could see, like let's say you want to grow your team, you want to be a star consultant, but you only have 2 people under you. You're probably going to need to recruit. So one obstacle is how do you get people to join your team? You're going to write down some things that you think you can do. We're going to walk you through it. We're going to coach. We're not going to give you a ton of answers. We're going to help you find those answers for yourself. Okay. Because we can, it's a whole fish thing, I can bring you fish or I can teach you to fish. Right. So that's what we're doing. So I am going to bring up that action plan here, y'all, and then I'm going to share my screen. Okay. Here we go. And let me pull up. All right, so we're going to view this PDF and we're going to make it bigger because bigger is better. And then you can see a little bit better here. All right, so here we are. Here is your consultant worksheet. Now, step 1 is building our belief statements. So before setting your goals, before making an action plan, you have to know what you want out of your business and have the belief that you can achieve it. This is obviously called your belief statement. So build your belief statement by answering the following. So start writing this down, you can write down the question and then write down, or you can just, however it works for you. Some people need to write down the question. Some people, if you have the sheet up, great. So where do you want to be and by when? So I will share mine. I am super close to star director. I want to be star director by the end of this year. It has been 8 years. I am ready. I am doing it this year. I know there's goals and there's parts of that goal that don't necessarily, it's not up to me, but there are ways that I can help it along. There are still things that I can do to help me get to that goal. So where do you want to be and by when? You want to have it like with your SMART goal. You want it to be time-based, right? You want to set a time for this. So whether it be a year, whether it be 6 months, you want to give yourself a deadline, because if you just leave it open-ended, you can be like, well, I'm just going to do this whenever I feel like it. And then it's not a goal. Then it's just like a wish that you're putting out into the world. And, oh, Lord, I hope I hit, this. But no, you want to help structure your goals. Okay. Does anyone need more time with that? All right. So when you're writing these two, you want to have active terms written with this. So saying things like I will or I can, with the belief that you are going to achieve it. You don't want to say, well, I think I can do this, or no, I will, I can do this. And, if it goes outside those parameters, at least you're still working towards it. For me, I had wanted to hit star director this year, but it wasn't in my cards this year. But that does not mean that like, oh crap, I'm done. No, it just means that I need to readjust and I need to readjust and refocus and say, okay, this was working for me. This wasn't. How do we do it? We get there anyway. Okay. So writing your belief statements, and I urge you to share too. When you get down to it. When you get down to it, I really want you to share these with someone down the day. So next to it, where are you today? So using my Kim as an example here. Hi, Kimmy again. She is a lead consultant, right? We're going to talk about the gap in that. So you're a lead consultant. That's where you are now. And you want to be what? So bridging that gap, this is super critical. pinpointing this gap will help you determine the right actions to take. So using your compensation plan, using your, your tools that you have on your workstation, write the difference in this column of where you are and where you want to be. So again, she says star to lead, or say, I'm only selling $500 every month, but I really want to be hitting the monthly sales goal every month because I really like getting that $600 paycheck. Figure out what that gap is. How much is it in between there? You'd write 1,500 because that is where you want to be, right? Okay. Next up, step 2 is identifying your goals. In order to close the gap between where you are and where you want to be, you need to decide where to focus your efforts. The best way to start is by setting SMART goals. SMART goals are specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound, okay? I love this worksheet because it has this awesome, it's almost like perfect, it's almost like they wrote it for Kim here, okay? Because it has this perfect example to show you what they mean by that. Because if you're still pretty new, you might not know what we mean by gap. You might not know, and feel free to reach out to me or Marie or Katie. Feel free to talk to your sponsor, anybody that you feel comfortable with. We're not going to judge you because we've all been at different points in our goals. So we will kind of help you walk through. We're not going to do it for you, but we are going to lead you down the path to figure out where you want to be. So the example scenario is I'm a lead consultant with 4 frontline team members. My monthly PRV is around 500. My TWV is roughly 1,500 a month. And my GWV is between 15 and 2,000 a month. Now, where GWV comes in is if your downline is recruiting, okay? That's where you'll start to see that come into play. This person wants to be a director, so they need to continuously reach that 500 PRV monthly. They need to have 3 active frontline team members monthly, and they need to have at least 2,000 TWV and 10,000 GWV monthly. So some examples of the SMART goals that they have written down here are: to work towards director, you have to focus on promoting to superstar consultant. To promote to superstar consultant this year, I will enter 4 parties a month, enroll 2 new team members each month, so growing that team, and helping at least half my new team members reach certified consultant by their 3rd month. Because again, that's going to help that TWV, and that's going to help having certified active consultants to getting you towards that, that 3 active team members monthly. Because if you have 4 frontline members and you want to hit director, the likelihood of all of them hitting that and getting you 10,000 is not going to do it, right? You need to build a team. You need to build that baseline. So we're converting your belief statement into bite-sized, manageable chunks. So in other words, goals that support this belief statement. Let me slow down. By SMART goals, we mean specific. What exactly do you want to accomplish? So on a side of your worksheet or on another sheet of paper, write SMRT, like S, then underneath MRT. So that way you have it like not horizontally, vertically. And after S, specific, write down what exactly do you want to accomplish? So this is building off that belief statement, but we're getting deeper into it. We're diving in, we're making it meatier, we're making it seem more like visual, seem more tangible to you, okay? Measurable. With this goal, can you track your progress? Yes or no? And will you know when you achieve it? Yes or no? That's important because if it's not measurable, how do you know that you're growing, right? So everyone should have had yes on that one. All right, achievable. Challenge yourself, but don't make the goal so difficult that you can't achieve it and you're going to get discouraged along the way. So if you're selling 300 a month and you say, I'm going to start selling 2K a month, girl, slow down a little bit. Baby steps up to there. Make it achievable for you. In the fall, hell, that could happen. We see how the sales are, but you want to make sure that you're giving yourself the little goal steps and celebrating those on the way to the big goal, right? Relevant, okay? Does your goal matter? Is it the right time? And does this goal reinforce your belief statement? Okay? So kind of answer those questions for yourself after relevant. Is this goal relevant to your ultimate belief statement? To your ultimate. And then lastly, we talked about this a little bit earlier, is time bound. Making sure you have a clear end date or deadline to create accountability, right? To share with yourself, to share with your upline, to share with a friend who's going to be your accountability buddy and say, okay, here we go. I want to achieve this by April, by the end of our Scentsy year. And tell somebody that so we can check in with you and be like, hey girl, how's it going? How's that goal going? You know, you want to have somebody who can kind of hold you to it. We're not going to make you feel bad about it. If it doesn't happen, we'll dive into that, right? We'll dive into why it didn't work. But you want to give yourself some accountability. You want to give yourself some sense of urgency so that way it's not just like, well, whatever. Well, whatever. We don't want to do that. All right. So, oh, and there's that SMART goal spot below. Oh my God, I should have scrolled down. So you wrote the SMRT. Great, good job. You can make it look prettier here if you like. You can make your sheet look prettier if you like, if you didn't have that down. Lord in heaven. So now step 3, we're on creating an action plan. All right. And this is like the nice big spot. You've got some time, you've got some space to really flesh this out. Okay. And like I said, if you want to make, you can print off as many copies of this as you want, but if you want to write it on a sheet of paper and then make this pretty so you can hang up, I personally like making dream boards because then I can make pictures because I'm a very visual person. So I'll like color, I'll like write the words really nice and big and pretty, and then I'll put all pictures and stuff like that. So however you do, you boo. All right. So you've written your belief statement, which is your future, your vision for your Scentsy business. And you've converted that vision into SMART goals that support your belief statement. So now it's the time to even break it down even further to the action steps that you're going to take to meet these goals. So in other words, what specific tasks do you need to support your goals? And these things should be actions. They are things that you do that are in your direct control. You know, I mean, yeah, you get to a point where you're waiting for a promotion and you can only control so much of how your team actually does. But if that's, you know, if you have a team that's not putting in PRV, that means you need to recruit and find people who will. You know, you need to find, then you need to add to your team, that type of thing. For example, if your SMART goal is to enroll 2 new team members every month, one possible action would be to initiate 10 opportunity conversations with people each week. Okay. So you see someone, saying, oh, I love Scentsy so much. Maybe, or I just, spend so much money on Scentsy, I can't handle it. Well, girl, why don't you join my team? And then you can just put your own party in once every month. Then boom, you have, first they have $200 because they're active, boom. And secondly, then they get all those host rewards and stuff. So having those kind of conversations. So on your sheet or in your notebook, I want you to let's take like 3 to 5 minutes and list some actions that you can take that support the goals that you've written down so far. Okay. So I'm going to time it. We're at 8:21, at 8:24. And if anybody has any questions now, feel free to unmute yourself. I'm going to take a drink. Marie, if you want to add anything, go right ahead. And while you're thinking about this, think of like different programs or initiatives that are offered by the home office that could reach these goals, like Bring Back My Bar, like the different LTOs, you know, incentive trips, different things that are going to push you further. I feel like I should have some music playing for you guys, so it's like brain music or something.
I have the Jeopardy theme playing in my head.
Right? Oh, Alex, RIP. My parents were watching that this week. His last like shows, I guess, and I never really watched Jeopardy, so I guess I didn't get into it, but he was a good man. Okay, have about 2 more minutes to just write down some ideas, some goals, some, I don't know, things that you can do right now to get started towards that big dreamy dream goal, your big belief statement goal. I'm just gonna see. I haven't missed any. Awesome. I haven't missed any other messages. About 1 more minute. Okay, does anybody need more time? Just kind of wave to me if you do. Everybody looks like they're pretty caught up here. Okay. Oh, no, I don't want to do that. There we go. Okay, then what we're going to do is now that you have these action plans with tasks and a plan for overcoming your obstacles, we're going to look at how we can accomplish these tasks. So using effective tools and resources and having a really strong support system will help you complete these tasks and give you the perseverance to get through these challenges. So think about the tools that the home office provides, the systems that you may already have in place or maybe starting, and the people who care about your success and are willing to help you. So I want you to write down again in your notebook some tools and resources and systems that you're going to use. And this is kind of piggybacking. So if you were already kind of writing these things, and then also I want you to write down 3 people that can be your support system and that can help you along with this. I mean, I am more than willing. Y'all message me. Katie is more than willing. You guys message her, Marie, Mandy, Jesse, those, you know, our usual Tuesday night hangout. Mandy and Jesse were busy tonight, but I mean, your sponsor. I'm sorry?
And Barbara Volkima.
Yes, Barbara's on here. Barbara's definitely a rock star director that can help out. If you know her, feel free to reach out. I hope that's okay, Barb. We're calling you out and offering your services. She's like, oh crap. Nope. Oh, she's good. Yeah. Yeah. Barb is really, really good for sure. Okay. And speaking of, since Barb is on here, I'm going to shout her out and everybody give her a silent golfers clap because she got her ASA email that she achieved annual sales award already with 4 months to go.
Didn't Marie as well?
6 months to go. Marie did too. Yes, Marie. Yes, Marie did too. Sorry, I forget because Marie's not on camera. I have to like switch over to the next screen. There she is.
Way to go, ladies. That's awesome.
I know, they're killing it.
How many months? We still got 4 months to go.
Yeah, and they hit it at 6 months.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's impressive.
Yeah. I'm jealous. I'm gonna like, teach me your ways, women. Come on now. Hold on, just make sure. There's 3 things in the chat. Okay, yes. Okay. Sorry, I was just seeing that everyone was commenting in there. Great. Thank you for doing that. Okay. So, yes, think of the different systems. If you don't have systems in place, and you're interested in some kind of systems, and what I mean by systems is like, what do you use for follow-up? What do you use for contacting customers, 1 week after? What do you use for reaching out to them? What do you use, as thank yous? Whatever the case may be, systems are important. Okay, so by now you should have a pretty good list of action plans that you can take towards reaching your goals. And we're going to look at some other things to think about that might help you fine tune that list and maybe think of new ideas for actions that you can take towards these goals. So I want you to write down now, what are your strengths? And how are those strengths going to help you reach your goals? Like, are you super chatty and you can turn it on when you feel like it, but then the rest of the time you're a major introvert like me? Yeah, I mostly hide in my little hidey hole, but like if I have to, I can be blah, so I can talk to people about Scentsy. Or are you really, really good at recruiting? Or are you really, really good at upselling? So like someone contacts you and says, hey, I want these 3 bars. And you're like, hey, if you pick out 2 more, you get another one free. Or, you say like, do you want fries with that? Do you need a light bulb with that? Because, whatever. What are your strengths and how can you apply these to your goals as they are now? All right. Because regardless how long you've been in this business, you have opportunities to improve your skills. We're all always working on stuff. Like I've said, I have been in this business 8 years in December, it was. And I feel like just this past fall, I got my groove with recruiting. I was really bad. I'm saying I was bad because I told myself I was bad at recruiting, which I wasn't. I just wasn't as practiced. I didn't give myself a chance. I just had it in my head that I was bad at it. And then I decided I'm going to watch more videos on it. I'm going to give myself some more training on it. I'm going to stop telling myself I'm bad at this because I'm not bad at it. It's just not a strength of mine right now, but I can make it a strength. Okay. So you want to get that head trash out and start writing down things that are important to you. You want to change, you want to improve and invest in yourself by using that growth mindset. If Heidi talked about this book, what was it, 4 years ago, Katie, I think? And it honestly, my kids at school, their teachers have been made to read this book and use this at school. So if you haven't read about growth mindset, if you don't know a lot about it, look into it because it is a huge tool. It really flips everything on its head. It starts focusing you on growing and learning, and that'll help you develop more skills and achieve your objectives now and for the future. Because if you have objectives now of being, a superstore consultant, eventually you're probably going to want to be a superstar director. So by building these foundations and building and helping your mindset along now is only going to help you for the future. Okay. So I want you to look at your list of tasks and I want you to just kind of ask yourself these questions. All right. Which of these tasks, I want you to make little marks next to them. I'll go slow because I feel like this is important. So I want you to put little stars or something next to the tasks that you think are going to be the most difficult for you, that you wrote down. Those big, scary ones that are like, I know I need to do this and it scares the complete boogers out of me, but this is what I need to do to get towards my goal. So make a little mark next to those ones, okay? And then count to like 10 in my head to give you guys some. All right. Now make a little marker, do something next to what skills are going to make you more effective and or efficient. Okay. Now, next little mark, you can be making hearts, stars, you can be doing all that. What skills on your list are ones that you would like to develop, that are going to, something that you want to put time and effort and energy into to improve on. Okay. And what tasks are high priorities for you? Maybe circle those ones. Those are the ones that you know are going to be the make or breaks, you know, the ones that are really going to put you over the edge. And then build on that. Take a minute or two here and write down some skills you think you need to develop, some knowledge you think you need to acquire, and how you think you're going to accomplish some of those tasks. So let's say going on the recruiting thing, you think you need to develop your recruiting skills. Find someone you like on YouTube and watch some videos. Go, I mean, they still have the videos on our website, on our workstation from SFR. Go look up those recruiting videos from SFR. Those are the most recent trainings. They are from some of our amazing superstar directors who have been obviously doing something right because they're superstar directors. So find someone you like, find someone you want to follow, ask questions. If you like to read books, Mary Christensen's book, Be a Recruiting Superstar. I should, and Marie will attest to this. I opened and closed and did not finish that book 4 times. And then I got it on Audible and I listened to it. I drive a lot to do a lot of my errands and stuff. And I finally got it. Like, you need to find a way. So like, if you're a reader, do Audible, pull up a book, find something from someone that you respect that you think is going to help you to accomplish these tasks and, gain some knowledge in your goal. All right. Because naturally, when you take action towards something and it's meaningful to you, you'll experience some challenges and obstacles. If it wasn't difficult, it wouldn't be worth doing. So to help you power through these difficult times, try to anticipate these challenges and have a plan to embrace them and overcome them. All right. So here's where you're going to write down some of your challenges. What might get in the way of you completing these tasks or meeting your objectives? Blah, blah, blah. And how can you proactively overcome or prevent obstacles? Because some of them are unpreventable. There might be things that pop up that you just can't handle. Like, you have some family emergency, whatever. But what will you put in place to make sure that they're at least preventable or they aren't going to be as detrimental? One example I'm going to use is Marie. Like we talked about last week, if you came to our talk, Marie has built up her Scentsy club so that every single month, that automatically, from the people she has signed up for that, she automatically has 500 PRV every single month. So if you have been looking at the compensation plan, you know that if you want to, like, say for me, if I want to be a director, I have to have at least 500 PRV of my own, plus TWV from the team, GWV. Let's say I'm wiped out, I can't do it that month. Marie's wiped out, she can't do it that month. Her 500 PRV is set. She is good. So she doesn't need to worry about that for that month. If she needs to take a week off and worry about her family and then come back and help rally her team to get to the director numbers, at least her portion that she can automatically control is taken care of. So think about different things that you could see popping up. Like, you keep hearing no. How do you stop yourself from getting discouraged, right? What are different ways to overcome the challenges that you anticipate? So, let's say, I'm trying to think of more examples, but I think you guys get it. You're all smart ladies. So you understand that, like, there are going to be obstacles, but instead of looking at it like, that's just going negative, get that growth mindset. This will come up. I don't think I'm good at recruiting. How can I get better? And if I keep hearing no, how am I going to stop that from hurting my spirit? How am I going to push through and keep going for yes? Right? How am I going to turn that into a positive? Because it can get hard. It can get really hard when you're sitting here and you're thinking, oh my God, all I ever hear is no. I'm just starting to get down on myself. That's when you get your support people out. That's when you say, it's been a rough week. Kick my butt a little bit. And if you contact me, I'll kick your butt a little bit in a nice way. I'm not like a mean kicker. I'm just like, okay, I get it. I've been where you've been at. I needed that pity party too, but now it's time to pull those panties back up and we're going to do this. All right. Okay. Now that we've written all this out, we are going to concisely write down our action plan. So review your notes, write down some specific things that you will do and when you will do them to take action towards your goals. All right, so let me bring this back. Is this, oh, I want to show you. Okay, so I want to show you guys this. I'm gonna take it out of screen share for just a second because I think this is important. So here's some specific examples to help illustrate. So here we go. Y'all see that? Okay, so some specific action steps. All right, are right over here. So I'm gonna read those off quick and then show them again. So call 5 people from my list of 100 each week, or text, because y'all know millennials, we don't call people, we text people, we don't want to talk on the phone. Initiate 10 conversations each week about the Scentsy opportunity. Conduct a monthly coaching call with each of my frontline members, okay? And some outcomes that could happen from that. If you call, 5 people from your list of 100 each week, you could potentially book 3 parties a week, right? If you enroll 1 new team member each month from those 10 conversations, that's a big win. That's huge. And when you're hosting coaching calls or even doing stuff like we're doing tonight, just some fun team training, some basic stuff, this can help your team feel supported. This can help your team feel like they matter. This can help your team to go further, right? Because if you're not feeling inspired, then what's the point, right? There has to be some give and some take, I mean, I, as a leader, want to keep doing better, but if I don't support my team, then guess what? I'm going nowhere, right? So coaching calls, that's like if I were to say, hey, Kim, let's do one-on-one, let's talk about this. And I'm totally willing to do that with you. You message me and you say, girl, we need to meet up. And I'm like, girl, let's go get coffee because I need to get you out of your house. Or whatever the case may be. But I want you to take some time, and you don't have to do it all right now, but to go through and actually put together your plan based on your belief statements. Okay. You have your goal, you know what you want, going through and compartmentalizing it. And something that helps, and actually I steal from, if any of you know Dave Ramsey and his plans. Oh my God, he's amazing, debt-free, so great. But what he says is smaller ones first. And then you're like, yes, I did this and I rocked it. I can go for a bigger goal now, because you're giving yourself that confidence. You're giving yourself those little bites that as you get to bigger bites, they don't seem as big, right? So if you say, all right, I really haven't been doing what I'm supposed to be doing with recruiting. 10 people sounds like a lot for a week, but I'm going to start with 3 to 5. Okay. And make them organic. You see your friend is loving on Scentsy a lot. You just tell her, hey, I really think that you want to join just for the discount. You want to join for this or that, and the other thing. And having that host kit to give away free is like chef's kiss. Wonderful. So, utilize that. You should always have a party open that you can give that shiz away. I am always disappointed when nobody wants my free kit and I have to use the host rewards on myself. And it's like, yeah, I know I need laundry stuff, but I'd rather pay for it and have a new team member. Okay. Come on. Anyway, you get what I'm saying. So starting with those small goals and building up to the bigger ones. So if you start with 3 to 5 for the next 2-3 weeks, and then you think, you know what, that's not so bad. Hearing no didn't kill me. I'm going to add a few more people. Or let's say you've only been selling 200 a month and you want to get to 500. Start with little stuff. What can you do to try to encourage more sales? How can you get more parties? It's all about the ask, you know? So think of different ways, goals you have for yourself, how you're going to achieve them, and then put them in order. All right. So you have your belief statement. You have a clear understanding of where your gap is. If not, again, message any of us. We're happy to help. You should have at least the start of some clearly defined SMART goals. And then you're going to have an action plan by the time you put this all together. Keep this plan where you're going to see it. All right. Hold on, I can't really show you here. I'll kind of show you here. I'm going to unplug my computer and because I feel like as leaders, we got to walk the walk too. All right. So if you can kind of see behind my ring light here, there's these 2 sheets of paper. This one is my annual mentor tracker. This one is my annual sales tracker. Every single month, I see this every damn day. All right. And I look at it and I'm like, oh, okay, I need 7 more people for annual mentor. And I need roughly, now it's down to like 7,000 for annual sales. Right? So I'm looking at that every stinking day, reminding myself of where I'm at and where I want to be. And when you have that there, it's, even if you're anxious about it, you can't ignore it. There's days where you're going to be like, oh, Lordy Jesus, Molly, I can't handle that today. I'll look at it and yes, I know it's there, but I just have to bless and release it today because, you know, this, that, and the other thing, whatever it is, you know, but then other days you're like, yes, look at how much closer I'm getting. I only have 7 more people to do. How am I going to get it today? All right. So by putting these up, it holds you a lot more accountable. And then one other thing, besides hanging up where you're going to see it daily, is you need to find an accountability buddy. Okay. Now, this could be anybody. If you could find somebody in this little group here, ultimately it's going to be someone who has the same goals as you, because then you're kind of on the same train and you know what you have to do. Like, I see you doing the same thing I got to do. And you might have these strengths and I have these strengths. So let's share some ideas on how we can get each other up the hill, right? Because it's no fun if you're the only one up here rocking and you go to tell your friends, oh, look what I did, I'm so awesome, and they're struggling. That's no fun to go and like be all braggadocious. You want to bring everybody up together, right? Otherwise it's just, I don't know, selfish and it doesn't feel as fun. We all want to like cheer each other on together. So finding an accountability partner. If you are nervous to ask someone, you can message one of us or message your sponsor and say, hey, is there anybody that's reaching for this same goal as me that you think is kind of similar to me and that we could, you know, get together and share some, you know, share some tea or however the case may be, you know, even just having a messenger. I know my team, there's a couple of them that we have an open messenger and they are like constantly sharing stuff. And I love it because someone will share that they did something and they'll be like, oh, I didn't even think of that, you know, and they share the details about it and it gets everybody fired up. And I just, it's delicious. I love it. So Marie or Katie, is there anything else y'all want to add to this before we shut it down? And if there's any questions, please either type them in the chat or unmute yourself because I know this is a lot. And I don't expect it to be perfect tonight, but I at least expect you to have some idea. I mean, you know where you want to be. And I want you to have some idea of the path you're going to take to get there. It might not be like yellow brick road, beautiful yet, but you know, we got the foundation. We're getting there. All right, I'm gonna stop talking. So yeah, Marie, Barb, Katie, anybody want to add anything to this?
You did an exceptional job of putting this together and executing it. I learned a lot, so thank you. And I want to add, your hair looks awesome, by the way.
It's like, y'all, it's like turning black. And I messaged my stylist. I'm like, oh, my hair is like black in the front. She goes, girl, it's because you were so blonde that your hair's just eating it up. Don't worry. Once you wash it once or twice, it'll like settle down. I'm like,
It looks fantastic. And I also want to add on a whole other side note, Barbara Davis, your Scentsy office looks incredible. I'm in the middle of designing mine right now, and I'm looking at yours and getting ideas.
Yeah, it's super cute. I see your Minnie there and I'm like, oh, I have Minnie right over here. Yay. There's Minnie and Donald. And normally Jack and Sally are up there, but my niece, who is 4, I've gotten her on a major Nightmare Before Christmas kick and she stole mine and they're at her house. So I had to put Mickey and Pluto up there instead. Yeah.
This is just I had my husband help me figure out, because I had all my bars in boxes, and I would just buy and not realize I have the same thing. So I created this, and you know, being part of the scent and the warmer of the month, you yeah. So thank you.
It looks fantastic. And Molly, thanks for doing these calls every Tuesday. You're a great trainer. You do a really good job.
They're fun for me. They're fun. I like this because, you know, you learn something new every week. And, you know, there's lots of times where I learn too. So you never know.
Well, you're good at it. Thanks for sharing with us.
Yeah. Barb or Marie, you guys want to add anything? Are you guys good? Completely up to you. Barb's good. Marie might be sleeping. I know she was getting the start of a migraine. So she's like, I'll be there, but my screen will be off and I might be dead. And I'm like, okay. She better not be dead because she's supposed to be coming to visit me in 2 weeks and I'll kill her if she doesn't come. So.
Hope you feel better, Marie.
All right. Well, then I will let it go. Anybody watching too, if you've been following along, feel free to make any of these people you see your joy buddy or, you know, accountability buddy, or message us with any questions. So I recorded it. Yay. All right. Yes, I will save it onto the Together page. So that way people can come back to it. You can take your team in it if you think it'll be really valuable. Again, if you wanted to lead your team through this, they have the facilitator's guide right on the workstation, as well as the action plan you guys were all filling out. So if it looks ugly and you don't love them, you know, how it looks there, print off another one and do it again. So thank you everyone for coming and spending your time with us.
Thank you.
Yeah, have a great day.
As always. You're awesome.
Oh, thank you. Bye guys.
Hi.